Welcome to Rai News in English in collaboration with Rai Italia. Let's take a look at today's top stories. This morning in the Chamber of Deputies, the communication of Prime Minister Meloni prior to the EU Council. Let's hear the details from Gabriele Martelloni.
La Presidente del Consiglio lancia l'allarme.
The Prime Minister sounds the alarm. Europe risks becoming irrelevant and must refocus on its mission. She shares the approach of the new President of European Council, Costa, calling for shorter, more focused meetings. The Prime Minister highlights that this is the first Council meeting since the new Commission took office. Mission accomplished, she says, regarding the appointment of Fitto, who has been assigned a portfolio worth 1 trillion.
Ha un portafoglio da 1.000 miliardi. Sentiamo le sue parole su questo.
Superando quella deriva ideologica e dogmatica.
We must move beyond the ideological and dogmatic drift that Brussels has shown in too many areas in recent years. I believe everyone in this room can see that the role assigned to Italy in the new Commission reflects the true weight of our nation in Europe. This result confirms Italy's central role in the new European context. The European summit will begin tomorrow with a meeting dedicated to the Western Balkans. The Prime Minister announced that there will also be a smaller meeting between select leaders and Zelensky to discuss ongoing international crises. In Brussels, she reaffirmed Italy's support for Ukraine, reiterating the G7's recent decision to soon release 50 billion euros from Russia's frozen assets to aid Ukraine. Shifting focus to the Middle East, the Prime Minister stressed Italy's commitment to achieving a structural two-state solution, emphasizing that Europe must also play its part. On the transition in Syria, she mentioned some encouraging first signs, but warned of the need for caution. We are prepared to participate in dialogue, she concluded.
In Siria parla di primi segnali incoraggianti, ma serve prudenza. Noi siamo pronti a interloquire, dice la Premier.
The budget maneuver for 2025, 28 billion euros, the total value, is being discussed in Parliament, where it must be approved before the end of the year. After protests from oppositions, the government scrapped the controversial amendment to increase the salary of unelected ministers to equal the pay of members of the cabinet, who are also lawmakers. The government confirms the tax cut for low and middle income earners and the merging of tax rates, fewer tax deductions for middle income earners, and relief for businesses that hire workers. No to highway toll increases, confirmed tax refunds for home renovations, and a home bonus was introduced, double for the poorest families. Another 36 to 48 hours are still expected for the exit of Ottavia Piana, the 33-year-old woman injured and trapped in a cave in the province of Bergamo since Saturday night. Piana had already been the victim of a serious injury in the same place last year. Pierluigi Ferrari interviewed the director of the Alpine Rescue Team, Alberto Gabutti.
Come è passata la notte?
La notte abbiamo dovuto fermare la barella più volte per condizionare il ferito. Il ferito è abbastanza stanco perché ormai sono giorni che si trova in una barella, in un ambiente sicuramente non del tutto ospitale. L'abbiamo fermata più volte, l'abbiamo condizionata, adesso la manovra è ripresa. Quindi il recupero sta continuando senza imprevisti. Il tempo è difficile dirlo perché bisogna tenere conto delle condizioni del ferito. Quindi.
A che punto siete del percorso adesso?
Siamo come distanza chilometrica, siamo a metà strada. Abbiamo fatto 2 chilometri, dobbiamo farne altri 2. Però appunto la distanza è un fattore, ma è il ferito il fattore principale.
Ecco, avete già approntato ovviamente il piano per quando uscirà primi soccorsi?
Sì, ovviamente, certo. È tutto preparato, non sappiamo se uscirà di notte o di giorno e quindi questo cambia parecchio l'evacuazione del ferito dall'ingresso grotta.
An explosion, probably due to a gas leak in a villa in Aprilia in the outskirts of Rome, has claimed the lives of 3 people, a woman and a 13-year-old girl and her grandmother. Details from Elisa Dossi.
Vedete i vigili del fuoco del nucleo investigativo.
The fire investigation units are on site, trying to determine what caused yesterday's explosion. The leading hypothesis is a gas leak. Investigators are focusing on the LPG tank, which appears to be intact, and examining the pipelines leading to either the kitchen or the heating system to understand what happened. At this point, we know that there are 3 victims. During the night, firefighters recovered the 3rd victim from the rubble. It's a 73-year-old grandmother. Someone has already placed flowers here for her granddaughter, a young girl who was almost 13. She would have turned 13 next Monday. The 3rd victim is a tenant who had reportedly come to the house to collect a few belongings ahead of a planned move. The girl's 79-year-old grandfather survived but is in critical conditions with severe burns. He is currently hospitalized under Code Red. There are also survivors, residents of the adjacent villa. This was a semi-detached house, and while their home was completely destroyed, they were not inside at the time. The family had gone out to the town, and their daughter was away doing volunteer work. That's the reason they're alive today.
È accaduto che loro si trovavano fuori.
Pope Francis turns 88 years old today. The pontiff, who was born in Buenos Aires, Argentina, on December 17, 1936, will spend the entire day working. Among the many messages of good wishes from around the world, the private one sent by Sergio Mattarella stands out. I extend to you with great pleasure the most profound wishes of all well-being on this occasion. Inaugurated, a mural celebrating one of the great artists of Italian television, Raffaella Carrà. The work was unveiled in the Rai Production Center on Via Teulada in Rome. Details from Roberta Amendola.
Via Teulada
66, Rome. This is where Raffaella Carrà made her debut in 1961 and where in the 1980s she hosted her daily show, Pronto Raffaella. Her smiling face now adorns the facade of this iconic production center named in her honor. A mural captures her essence, a microphone, a hairdryer for the final touch-up of her legendary blonde bob, canzonissima, and a family gather around a black and white television ready to watch her unforgettable show. The artwork, titled Behind the TV, is the creation of street artist Piscu and serves as Rai's tribute to the beloved star who passed away in 2021. Fans, curious onlookers, and industry insiders gathered for the unveiling, including longtime collaborators, among them Vasco Stolzi, Raffaella's trusted makeup artist for 40 years. Tell us an anecdote about her makeup, something we don't know. What did she particularly like? Everything, really. The key was never to make mistakes. Everything had to be perfect for her. So, in 40 years working with her, you never got it wrong.
No.
And a look at soccer. Inter beats Lazio 6-0 at the Olympic Stadium in the last game of the 16th day of the Serie A calendar. I take responsibility for this defeat. The team lost from a nervous standpoint, said Lazio coach Marco. At the end of the match, Lazio is still on top of the Europe League ranking. We thank Nick Porcellato for the translations. You can find the Italian news in English on our website, rainews.it. Tune in tomorrow, same time, same channel.